Hi, my name's Mike Nenna.
And my name is Matt Morrone.
We are both in college writing, and for our maker badge, we decided to build a picnic table and donate it to Duns Corners Elementary School.
Our group decided to build a picnic table and donate the finished product to an elementary school in our town because of the countless positives we saw. From the pandemic and undeniable impacts in children's social skills over the past few years following COVID-19, something as simple as building a picnic table children can sit around and socialize at in hopes of getting back to what's lost can only help.
This video will show the step-by-step process of building a picnic table. Also, you hear an interview with Mr. McKenna, who inspired us to build a picnic table, and his backstory of how he got started in the construction field. But first, we need to find a plan that worked well for us. With the help of Mr. McKenna, we found a plan.
After figuring out the plan, we gathered a list of materials to see how much we needed to spend and how much we needed to use. This included 2 2x4s at 8 feet pieces long, 5 2x6s at 12 feet long, and 1 2x10 at 12 foot long.
Then we cut all the pieces according to length. We first cut the 2x6 to 6 foot.
And then we cut the 2x10 to 6 foot.
We cut 3 2x4s to 27.5 inches.
Lastly, we cut the 2x6s to 23 degrees.
With help of Jonathan Toronto and Liam Cody, we later screwed all the pieces together. With the angled piece we cut earlier, we attach it to the table.
Now we attach the 2x10s to the table as the bench. We later sanded the picnic table prior to painting it.
Sanding the picnic table, we later painted it baby blue because this bench is going to an elementary school where kids will sit around and eat around it. Now on to the interview with Mr. McKenna. All right, we are here with Mr. McKenna, and we'll be asking you interview questions on the construction industry. Question number 1. Can you tell us about how you got into the construction industry?
Well, I come from a family that's very involved in construction, so I have that solid background. While in high school, they offered a career and tech program where I participated in the construction carpentry aspect of the school, and it's just grown from there.
That's awesome. So who inspired you to get into the construction field?
Well, family members got me into the construction field, but to go a little bit further into construction and teaching it, I had a big influence, was my instructor of my CTE program, who was also a carpenter and contractor, and taught the traditional shop classes and moved on to teach the construction class. And he motivated me and pointed me in a direction of being able to do construction and teach. And he was a great influence, and his name was Dave Camoli.
So is that how you became a CTE teacher?
Yes, it was all pretty much on accident. I was planning on doing construction for the rest of my life, just building, framing, and things of that nature. And he approached me and said, why don't I go for education, and I'll be able to do the construction stuff on the side, do some education stuff in the middle. And I looked into it and followed that path.
That's awesome. What is your favorite thing to construct, your favorite object to construct?
I enjoy building sheds and decks, a little bit smaller projects. You don't have to get too involved. You can get involved to the point where you don't have to spend months and months on a project. You can do a shed and a deck in a week or two, or a weekend, and you don't have to worry about long-term planning and weather and all that stuff. So I like keeping it a little bit small with sheds and decks and things of that nature.
Can you tell us what project made you and your students the most proud and most rewarding, and why?
I've done numerous projects over the years, and one of my most favorite non-advertised projects we ever did, there was a woman in our community that was suffering from stage 4 cancer, and very quietly the family members came to us to actually construct a floor in her home so she could get a wheelchair in and out because it was a sunken living room and she couldn't get into her own house. So we actually built a ramp that she could actually get into her home and get into a bedroom and be able to live her life as comfortable as she could in the remaining days.
What was the schooling and education involved to get where you are today?
Well, the first thing we had to do is general admissions, find a school that offered a technology education program with a concentration in construction. And I was lucky that was Rhode Island College, located right here in our state. And I just attended Rhode Island College to become a technology education teacher. And one of the big branches to that is focusing on construction, and that's the path that I chose and went with it.
Cool. And how do your views on construction today differ from ones in the past?
Well, things are evolving quite quickly right now. Trying to keep up with the new trends and stuff is kind of difficult because with all of the mandates that are being put on new energy and clean energy, they keep changing the products and it's upping the cost of a lot of the construction projects. So keeping track of a lot of the new things is a little difficult, but that's probably the biggest change with the environment and construction products and keeping up with that.
Okay. And do you believe that the construction program has changed throughout the years here at WHS? And if so, how? And for the better or worse?
Well, I've been here 28 years and we never had a construction program. I was asked by past the department head, what class would you offer here at Westerly and what I really enjoyed teaching. I told him I want to teach construction only. He laughed and said it would never happen. Here we are numerous years later, and there's 2 teachers teaching the program, and my schedule is completely filled with construction classes of all levels, and we are recognized by the state as one of the top programs.
All right, and moving on to our project. As you know, we are donating a picnic table to Duns Corners Elementary School. We hope the children will enjoy it. Can you comment on the social piece of children following COVID? How has COVID influenced kids socially?
Well, I think a lot of kids have been cooped up and they haven't been able to interact, and they've been spaced out. And it's a big thing, being able to socialize and be able to learn how to interact with people, and that starts at a very young age. And something as small as a picnic table like you guys built will actually give them an opportunity to sit and gather and interact rather than being locked up in their bedrooms and houses trying to stay away from one another. So I know little things I think add up, and I think this little table will actually do big things in the long run for these kids.
All right, thank you for your time.
The picnic table took around 2 class periods to do.
And sanding and painting it took roughly 4 class periods to do.
Now it's time to drop this thing off. All in all, after researching and working in the field, Mike and I have learned a lot in terms of what it takes to make a quality picnic table. We also learned more about the toll the pandemic had on children's psyche, which inspired us even further to make and donate the table to a good cause. We are truly honored to present Duns Corners Elementary School with this picnic table to help combat the adverse effects that COVID-19 had on children's social development. Thank you for your time.